moving on to our topics for the day, I think, a big splash for Nebraska in the recruiting world. You have this very busy December period, and then things kind of, taper off for a little bit till February. That is with the exception of the Under Armour All-American game, one of the best traditions, you could say, classics. I just love, that they cut from in-game action to these players. They got the hats in front of them, national TV, the family's there. It's a big moment. It's great, and oftentimes, it's top 100, top 200 recruits. Some of the best players in the nation, and Nebraska landed too. Ethan Nation and Cameron Lenhart.
Yeah, and those were expected, right? But one of the cool things I thought, I'm not as into recruiting anymore as you and some of our other coworkers. But one of the things I thought was really cool was how they just kind of kept things quiet for Ethan. He signed last month, I guess, because it's January now.
Yeah.
But they kept it quiet, let him have his moment, announce, and then be like, oh yeah, we signed him last month, which I thought was pretty cool because, I don't know, I am all for a scoop, but you don't want to, ruin some kid's moment.
Yeah, when they're going on ESPN.
I know.
That's, you want that clip.
Moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the cool part for me, I guess, just watching that.
Yeah, and I think, in terms of the players that Nebraska added here, both, I think, high potential, which is something we've discussed often with this recruiting class. That's the MO, that any coaching staff is looking after. But in particular, I think Nation, he's a little bit undersized maybe for what you might expect from a cornerback, but his athleticism, it makes up for it. He reads the game very well from what I've seen. Had a couple nice plays there in the All-American game, and had a lot of offers. He was heavily sought after SEC schools. He'd been in contact with them for a while, but Nebraska gets him late in the process, shows him that interest, tells him how they want to use him, got him here for an official visit, and that sealed the deal.
Yeah, yes, he is a little undersized, but he also fits the mold of something else that Nebraska has been looking for in this recruiting class, whether it's high schools or transfers, is speed.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the position. They're looking for speed because you can't necessarily teach that. You can't coach that in the weight room, excuse me. So they'll figure out getting pounds on him and all of those things, but speed you can't really teach.